Hey, Syndicate members, Akil Stokes here. It is Monday evening around 6 p.m. That's 6 p.m. New York time, and I have a few trades I want to bring to your attention for the week. Now, full disclosure, I know Jason mentioned this earlier. We are going to be off this week from trading. I am going to open a live room tomorrow for about an hour, do a little Q&A. Maybe I'll shoot you guys the link and the password to get in. We'll see how things go in the morning, but a quick live room session just to kind of review what's on the radar for the week. But aside from that, this is if I were you, I would consider this a non-trading week. Again, it's a Thanksgiving week here in the United States. There aren't going to be too many people involved in the market, and you don't want to get caught up in any big kind of wacky moves. We see that a lot. So take the week off, get away from trading, use it as a time to do some continued education. For you guys that are in 12-week transformation course, get some back testing done, review some of the sessions. For you guys that are only in the syndicate, go to that the training course session on the syndicate homepage and watch some of those startup videos. But do something, you can do something trading related, but I'd really stay out of the market, especially for the shorter term positions. But I do, for you guys that are going to trade anyway, that want to trade, I do have a few things on my radar. The first is going to be a euro dollar, and this actually comes, I got this idea from a good trading friend of mine, one that had, trader that had previously come through the 12-week transformation course. What he drew here was a trend line. I'm not a trend line user per se, but I did say I'd share this. It's not a bad level. What I see, we have a trend line right here. Connecting our previous lows. You can see price action did make a lower low, lower close here on the dollar hourly. So I'm thinking trend continuation to the downside. And really what I'm waiting for is a retest the structure. And it's just interesting that this trend line here in blue actually lines up with a 382 Fibonacci. If I take a Fibonacci retracement from our swing high right here to our swing low, you're going to see it comes in at a 382. Aside from that, there's no real reason to sell it. We don't have any type of structure level created, so stops would have to be above these highs up here, 126s, which probably something you don't want to do. But we are looking for a retracement back in the structure. And if you can get a reason on an hourly chart or maybe a lower time frame as a day trader, not a bad chance to look for a short at this area. Next, we're going to go over to the pound dollar. And again, I apologize for being on TradingView, typically on NinjaTrader, but just didn't feel like taking the time to load up my charts. If we go down to the hourly on pound dollar here, we have a potential bat pattern. Not going to be the prettiest thing in the world, but if we have our X leg starting up here at 157.36, we're looking at an X to A. An A to B coming just shy of my 618 retracement. If it's shy of my 618, I know it's going to count as a 50%. And if I know it's a 50% retracement, I know I'm on bat pattern alert. So X to A to B, a B to C coming down here to retest the A leg. That's fine. And looking for a D completion as always at our 886, which looks to come in about 57.22. Now, if I just go ahead and draw a horizontal line in at that area, you'll see it's actually at a pretty good red black line on the black chart. That's smart. If I draw on a horizontal line to area, you see it's not at a bad structural level. We've hit this level 1, 2, and looking to do it for the third time, kind of like euro dollar a few weeks ago. So potential bat pattern there on pound dollar. Let's go over to pound yen. I'm moving through these kind of fast because, again, I want to get out of here. I don't want to make this video 20 minutes long. But pound yen, starting on the 4-hour, you can see we're retesting. We're still in a very, very bullish trend, so be careful with any type of bearish trades on these. We're actually at a continuation level here. Talked about this in the live, not the live room, the training course, the 12-week transformation, the live Q&A this morning. We had some discussions on double tops and kind of some of the filters I use. And I talked about a few filters that I use to trade double tops that I put in because, well, I'm both a trend continuation and a counter trend trader. And sometimes you're going to get mixed signals as of right here. Some of you are probably saying, hey, Akil, look at that double top, bullish divergence or bearish divergence. Great opportunity if you're a counter trend trader. Trend traders, you're saying, well, look at this, Akil, higher, high, higher close, retest the structure. We should be seeing a continuation higher. So you want to add those filters in. So basically, you don't get paralysis by analysis. You're not sitting there with two different ideas and you're like, and you just freeze up. Now, if you're only a counter trend trader, it makes it easy. If you're only a trend continuation trader, it makes it easy. But we're at structure here in the 4-hour chart. If we go down to one time frame lower to the hourly, we are getting a double top at this structure level. You can see RSI did go overbought previously. We retraced a little bit, and actually we technically had a double top on this candle right there. So if this market happens to be where it's at right now, you have an at market sell. Stops, you want to be enter at market. Stops, obviously you want to have stops above previous structure highs. Targets, I wouldn't look much further than a retest of these structures in here. Again, remember, we're in a heavily bullish trend, so there's no reason we should expect the market to come down all the way to here or even create a new structure low. If anything, you're looking for a brief retracement. And honestly speaking, the safer entry on a trade like this is certainly waiting for a 26.18. That way you have a little bit more confirmation. Let's go to Aussie dollar next. Aussie dollar. What was I looking on Aussie dollar? Let's go out to the 4 hour. I think there were two potential patterns. We're only at the C leg, so maybe we don't need to worry about that yet. For you guys that are pattern traders, this may happen later in the week. We have two potential patterns here. We have a bigger, looks like a Gartley pattern, X to A to B, yep, coming up to past our 618, B to C, and then a CD completion, which is going to land us somewhere up here. Let me actually get my 127 Fibonacci extension on and see if I can pinpoint this. Yep, looking at about 88.63, or yeah, 88, yeah, is that right? Yeah, 88.63 for that Gartley pattern completion. If we zoom in a little more, say you go down to an hourly chart, you're looking at another advanced pattern in here, looking at an X to A to B, B to C, and another CD completion right up at that 127 once again. So nothing right now, as we don't technically have a completed C leg yet, but again, something for later on in the week. Two patterns to take advantage of or to keep an eye on: a smaller Gartley here and then a bigger Gartley up at this consolidation. Either of these trades are good potential moves, because if we go out to the daily, again, if I go ahead and delete this stuff, we're in a remove all John tunes. We're in a bearish rotation here on the daily. You can see we had our major structure level here, which the market stalled at for essentially a month. And recently we finally got a break and close below. And now we're getting a retest of structure. And these Gartley patterns are essentially entry reasons to get in the trend continuation trade to the downside as well. So you got a good level of protection there, because if the market goes up, we're going to know we're wrong for sure. Lastly, let's go to dollar CAD. Go down to a 240. Dollar CAD is a potential trend continuation opportunity. Now, the overall, again, this is it's a trend continuation opportunity, meaning the technique, but this is a counter trend trade. As you can see, the market on the 4 hour here has been bullish. You know, we've been creating higher highs and higher lows, with our last higher high being up here and our last lower low being here. So, or higher low being here. So until we really break and penetrate this level, we can't say that we're in a bearish rotation. However, if we go down to a lower time frame, and this is when you get fractals, and for you guys that are Elliott wave fans, you get waves inside of waves inside of waves. You can see that inside this last outside return down, this retracement, we've been putting in a combination of, get the right tool, Akil. What am I looking at here? Trend line? Let's see if that works. We've been putting a combination of, you know, swing high to swing low, outside return, swing high to swing low. Here we go. Outside return, swing high to swing low, outside return, and then new structure low right here. What will we expect next? An outside return. Where should that outside return come to? Look left, structure leaves clues. And we actually have a structure level right inside of here. Now, technically, this outside return can come anywhere up to here, up to 113.68 and still be valid. But here's our most recent structure level. And you can see, I like to pay attention to candlestick formations. You can see our price action actually tried to spike up there and got rejected. So if we go down to an hourly, you'll see that we are potentially forming a double top here. So if we can get back up to this area right here, we're going to have a double top. If we can get back up to 129.80s, we'll have a double top, and that's going to make for a short opportunity for you guys. Again, we can look to enter right here. Stops would need to be above these structure highs, that kill zone I drew out. Targets, we're looking at, again, a retest of previous structure lows right here. If you want to be a little safer, right about here, anywhere between 124, I would say at the minimum, 125.15. 125.15 at the minimum. And at the maximum, I wouldn't go past 120. I'm saying the wrong numbers here. Sorry, it's late. Late for me. It's been a long day with the newborn and everything. Minimum targets, we're looking at 112.52s for the minimum targets. That's the safest I would go on here. For the maximum targets, I wouldn't go past 112.16s down here. So that's an opportunity for you on dollar CAD here. I'm trying to think if I left anything else out. I don't think I did. So again, you're not going to be seeing much of me this week. I will do the live room tomorrow. I'll shoot the link into I'll shoot the link and the guest password into the syndicate in the morning. But we're only gonna hang out for maybe about an hour or so. Do a quick Q&A and kind of just an overview of anything that's out there in the market that needs to be looked at. But enjoy your weekend. I'll see you guys again next week, and we'll have things running back up to normal. Until then, plan your trade your plan. Good luck in the markets this week if you're trading, but you shouldn't be. Take care, gang.